says goodbye, Jerry Jeudy.
The Denver Broncos select Jerry Jeudy.
Going for the end zone, Hamler. Yep, second of the game.
Michael O.J. Mudia, Lloyd Cushenberry, McTelvin Agene.
2020 NFL Draft is in the books. We're chatting with John Elway and Vic Fangio. John, you had 10 picks and you used all 10. How do you feel like you improved the roster?
I think, Phil, we're happy with it. You never know how it's going to go. I think with the game plan we had going in with this draft was to add explosiveness on the offensive side and get a lot of good football players. I think we were able to do both. And it fell right. We tried to move around a little bit, but really didn't have to. And the people that we had targeted kind of got to us in all situations. And so then when that happens, you feel pretty good about, what happened. But we really felt like we had a lot of speed on the offensive side. And we added some depth on the defensive side with some young guys that have, in our minds, a lot of upside to them. And so we're excited about the players that we've added. And we look forward to getting – when this whole thing's over, we'll look forward to getting them down here to Denver and start playing some football.
John, I know that you credited Commissioner Roger Goodell for moving forward with the draft. How did everything go? I mean, the cameras were right there in your living room. I think they even caught you raising the roof a little bit. What were you so excited about?
I think we were just – I can't remember when I did that. I think it was yesterday when we did that. But, it fell the right way for us. And it fell the way we wanted it to fall. And so we were able to get our targets. And I think that, you get excited about it. But, Phil, it was obviously different. It was all of us kind of got put out of our comfort zone. It's not something we'd ever done before. And that's why I said, I commend Commissioner Goodell for sticking to his guns and wanting to get this to the people because – it's good to have people who've been home and in their houses, and so to have them, see something live on TV, I think was great for all the football fans out there. So we're excited about it. Plus, I had my kids. A lot of time, my kids had a chance to see how the draft worked, and so it was enjoyable. I'm not sure I'd want to do it every year, but it was a good experience this year.
Yeah, your kids got a peek behind the curtain there. Vic, everything went well for you other than losing internet for a little bit there Thursday night?
Yeah, everything went fine. I had Russ Trainer here with me all the way, and he helped when needed. And we had Jim White guarding the door, and we had no problems. And everything went smooth.
Wide open at the 5, and there he is, Alberto.
We heard John just say that you wanted to become a little bit more explosive on offense, averaged less than 18 points a game last year. How do you feel about the weapons you guys were able to acquire this weekend?
Well, at this time, we feel good about it, but now it's time to get them in here, hopefully sooner rather than later, and get to work and see how we can fit them all together into a logical offense that works for everybody and utilizes everybody's skills to the maximum level. And so now you got all the ingredients. Now we got to make the recipe and put it together. And that's part of the fun, but part of the process and part of our jobs to figure that out.
Vic, you said you wanted the offense to be a little bit harder to defend. When you look around the NFL, you see speed is the name of the game. Was that the goal this weekend, to find speed?
Well, we just wanted to find playmakers, I think, and usually speed is involved with that. But it's dangerous to just look for speed and get guys that can run fast straight ahead, but that aren't football players. We believe we found guys that can run fast and play really good football too. So we were looking for both.
Play action to Slade, and this is KJ Hamler on the edge, shows his burst,
And Jerry Jeudy is in the end zone.
John, you mentioned that after the draft was over, you would re-examine things with Garrett Bowles there. What's the plan with the competition now at the left tackle position?
We have Eli Wilkinson and Garrett Bowles will battle at left tackle, and competition's good for everybody. So I think that not only at the tackle position, but I think through the draft and the people that we've had a lot of competition to our football team. When you do that, it makes everybody better. So more competition we can get, the better.
Looking back at the draft here, John, you didn't do any favors for us here in the media with some of these names with the guys that you drafted. Was Drew Lock pounding the table there for Albert Okuwe-Budum?
Well, that's a good attempt at the name right there. I'm just going to call him Albert O. There you go. But I think that he was. I mean, that was Vic and I called Drew this morning and wanted to get his feel for Albert and see what he thought of him. And he gave him high praise and talked about how he could really, really run. He was a big target for him. And he had a much better year his junior year when Drew was there than he had last year. And so that's why we kind of felt like he slid because Drew wasn't there. So, but Drew really, really liked him, thought of him as a very good football player, but also even a better person. And so he became our target in the 4th round. We're glad that he was there when it was our pick.
And then after that, Vic took a little bit of a chance with 2 guys there who had some injury concerns in Justin Sternod and Natani Muti. What did you like about their upside that it was worth the risk?
Well, just what you said. We feel both of them have good upside that in spite of any physical risk that we are inheriting with it, it was worth the chance. When you're talking the last pick or the second last pick in the 5th round and an early 6th round pick, that if these guys can overcome their physical ailments, which we believe they can, that they were worth the picks there. And hopefully we'll get that done. They won't be the first college prospects that had questions about their physical well-being come in and have long careers and play good. So we're hoping those guys join those lists.
And just a couple more for you. I know it's been a long weekend here. John, the Broncos have had such a strong history of signing college free agents. I know before the draft you said there wasn't going to be a lot of room on this roster, but where are you in that process, and how is that going to be affected by doing it remotely?
Well, it's some teams aren't really involving themselves in it, so it's different because you're right. It's done remotely, and so we're not all in one room, and that's usually when it happens. Is we're all in one room, and you put a coach and a scout together, and they're working on different prospects, and so obviously we're not able to do it this way, and that's where it was kind of turned over to the scouts this year, and they did a great job. But as I told you, Phil, is that we're not going to need that many. I think that we've been working on 4 or 5 different CFAs, and then also still looking to improve the roster from there. So we'll just see how that goes. But the good thing is, in the situation that we're in with the quarantine things, that we don't need to find a whole lot of CFAs, and so that helps us.
And Vic, last one for you here. Normally you get these rookies in here, you get them in some meetings, a mini camp. With everything the way that it is, what's the next step here with these guys? I know that the virtual meetings start on Monday.
Well, just like the virtual meetings start with the veterans on Monday, we still will have a rookie mini camp, but it will be done virtually the second weekend in May. And then after that, they will be able to join the rest of the team after that with the 3rd week of virtual meetings. And then it's the NFL's plan to reevaluate after that and see what's next in the offseason.
All right. Well, thank you so much for both of your time, Vic and John. Congrats on a great draft, and appreciate you spending some time with me.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay, Phil.